Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this new video of Daily Current Affairs. So today we'll discuss important updates for the day 20th of August 2020. So before we begin, I would like to tell you that I have gathered 5 words that will surely boost your vocabulary and they will be important for the major competitive exams also. So I am Ayush, your host. So let us get started with the session of the day. Alright, the first word for the day is seamy. So it means sordid and disreputable. So this is actually adjective meaning of this word seamy. The Hindi meaning is ghinona. Synonyms are sordid and sleazy. The antonyms are salubrious and pleasant. The sentence that can be formed from this word is a seamy money scandal. Second word is tirade. So it means a long angry speech of criticism or accusation. So the Hindi meaning for this word is Ninda Bhashan. The synonyms are diatribe and invective. Antonyms are extol and compliment. The sentence that can be formed from this word is a tirade of abuse. The third word is lucrative. So it means producing a great deal of profit. Hindi meaning is labhrad. Synonyms are profitable and gainful. Antonyms are unprofitable and homely. The sentence that can be formed from this word is a lucrative career as a stand up comedian. The fourth word is thrifty, which means using money and other resources carefully and not wastefully. Hindi meaning is kifayati. The synonyms are prudent and economical. The antonyms are profligate and extravagant. So the sentence that can be formed from this word is he had been brought up to be thrifty and careful. The fifth and the last word is aspersion, which means an attack on the reputation or integrity of someone or something. So Hindi meaning is kalank. The synonyms are defamation and vilification. The antonyms are flattery and kindness. So this is actually not the sentence for this word. The sentence that can be formed from this word is I don't think anyone is casting aspersions on you. Sorry for the mistake here. Alright, moving on to the questions of the day part. First question is companies with a net worth of over how many rupees will be eligible to set up an umbrella entity for retail payments unveiled by Reserve Bank of India recently. So the answer to this question is option B 500 crore Indian rupees. So RBI has unveiled this framework for setting up of pan India umbrella entity for retail payments and these companies will be eligible to set up an umbrella entity which will be permitted to set up, manage and operate new payment systems in the retail space comprising ATMs and then white label POS, Aadhaar based payments and remittance services. Also, the entity, this umbrella entity I'm talking about, will be expected to monitor national as well as international development so as to avoid shocks and frauds that may adversely affect the system and the economy in general. So RBI, stands for Reserve Bank of India. It was established on 1st of April 1935 and its headquarters lies in Mumbai. Second question is recently under which citizen science project astronomers and a team of data sleuthing volunteers have discovered roughly 100 cool worlds near the sun known as brown dwarfs. So the answer is option A backyard worlds planet 9. So actually brown dwarfs are the object more massive than planets but lighter than stars and a follow-up observations using NASA's Spitzer Space Telescope and then Mont Magnetic Observatory and then last company's observatory also contributed to the brown dwarf temperature estimates and this citizen science project known as Backyard Worlds Planet 9 volunteers have already discovered more than 1500 stars and brown dwarfs near the sun and this new discovery represents about 100 of the coldest in the sample. A scientist, Mr. Meisner, says that this is a record for any citizen science project, or you can say program CSP, and 20 of the citizen scientists are listed as co-authors of the study, which will be published in the Astrophysical Journal on 20th of August 2020, that is today. Third question is, recently Union Minister of Health and Family Welfare inaugurated a thalassemia screening and counseling center at Indian Red Cross Society's national headquarters blood bank. So where is this headquarters located? Answer is option B, New Delhi. So the this thalassemia and sickle disease are inherited disorders of red blood cells, RBCs, and are preventable. And India has the largest number of children with thalassemia, and only cure available right now is bone marrow transplantation, which is BMT, which is too costly and very likely to be, and it is very less likely to be affordable by poor families. So this initiative actually will help, or you can say will generate the mainstay of treatment, that is repeated blood transfusions followed by regular iron chelation therapy to remove the excessive iron overload consequent to the multiple blood transfusions. Alright, moving on to the fourth question. Recently, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has approved establishment of how many integrated regional offices known as IROs. So the answer to this question is option B, 19. So this has been done to achieve outcomes related to the mandates of ministry in an improved manner and to further enhance its outreach to the stakeholders, and the head of the IROs will be called regional officers of minister, you can say Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Alright, moving on to the fifth question. So in this year's Atal ranking of institutions on innovation achievements, a special category of higher educational institutions for women has been introduced. So which institute has bagged first place under this category? So the answer is option A, Avinashilingam University. So the result of the rankings actually have been evaluated based on 7 parameters. These include budget and funding, support, infrastructure and facilities, awareness promotions, and support for idea generation and innovation. So actually this Avinashilingam University is actually known as Avinashilingam Institute for Home Science and Higher Education for Women. It is in Tamil Nadu state. Moving on to the sixth question. On 19th of August 2020, World Humanitarian Day was observed. When did United Nations General Assembly formalize the day as World Humanitarian Day? So the answer is option C, 2009. So this day was actually designated in memory of the 19 August 2003 bomb attack on the Canal Hotel in Baghdad, Iraq, killing 22 people and including the chief humanitarian in Iraq, Sergio Vieira de Mello. So this year the theme of the World Humanitarian Day 2020 was hashtag real life heroes. Seventh question is the following statements regarding Bhadbut project. So first statement is, it is located across the river Narmada and flows into the Gulf of Khambhat. It is part of larger Kalpasar project which entails construction of a 30-kilometer dam across the Gulf of Khambhat between Bharuch and Bhavnagar. Second statement is, main purpose is preventing salinity ingress as it will stop the excess water flowing out of the Sardar Sarovar Dam from reaching the sea and thus create a sweet water lake of 6,000 million cubic meters on the river. Third statement is, the Inland Waterway Authority of India has given clearance for the project, but it is likely to impact fishing patterns, mainly those of Hilsa. Also, the scientific name is Tenualusa elisa. So the question is, which of the statements above are correct? So you can reread the statements here by pausing the video here. So the answer to this question is option C, 1 and 3 only. The first and the third statement is correct, but the second one is false, because main purpose is preventing salinity ingress, and it will stop the excess water flowing out of Sardar Sarovar Dam is true from reaching the sea, and thus creating a sweet water lake of 600 million cubic meters only, and not 6000 million cubic meters on the river. Eighth question is, recently in news, Ayuraksha is a joint venture of which autonomous institute under Ministry of Ayush and Delhi Police for maintaining the health of frontline COVID warriors? So the answer is option A, All India Institute of Ayurveda. Also, there is a term called Dhanvantri Rath, and it is a mobile unit of Ayurveda healthcare services, and that would consist a team of doctors who would be who would be visiting Delhi police colonies regularly for the COVID warriors. Ninth question is, which Indian neighboring countries government grants approval to abolish 19th Amendment in their constitution? Answer is option C, Sri Lanka. So they have granted approval to abolish the 19th Amendment to the Constitution and replace it with 20th Amendment. This 19th Amendment envisages the dilution of many powers of the executive presidency, which had been in force since 1978. 10th and the last question is, recently World Bank has projected India's fiscal deficit to rise to how much percent of GDP in financial year 21 and remain elevated at 5.5% in the following year? So the answer is option B, 6.6. Alright, that's all for this session, and if you think this video helped you to raise your awareness about important updates and happenings around the world, please leave a like on this video, and if you have any suggestions, do that in the comment section. We will surely reply to it, and hit the subscribe button for important and daily updates. Thank you very much for listening to me. Have a very good day ahead.